What if I told you that in 2024, a single technology caused cyber attacks to double, made phishing 4 times more effective, and created fraud schemes that fooled people looking directly at their colleagues' faces? You might think the technology was some experimental weapon locked in a government lab, but it wasn't. It's the same AI you use to write emails, generate images, and answer questions. And it's rewriting every rule we thought we knew about cybersecurity. For all we know, the same AI protecting us is the exact same AI destroying us. Welcome to the cybersecurity arms race, where both sides are using identical weapons, and nobody knows who's winning.
Artificial intelligence has become the most important force reshaping cybersecurity today. But unfortunately, it cuts both ways. Defenders are using AI to detect threats 60% faster than traditional methods. But attackers are using the same technology to create threats we've never seen before. The numbers tell the story. In 2024, cyber attacks increased to an average of nearly 2,000 per organization per week. That's more than double what we saw just 4 years ago, and AI is the accelerant. Cybercrime is now projected to cost $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. To put that in perspective, that's more than the GDP of every country except the United States and China. AI isn't just changing how attacks happen. It's making cybercrime one of the most lucrative criminal enterprises in human history. In 2024, researchers discovered tools called Fraud GPT and Worm GPT being actively sold on dark web forums. These are AI models specifically designed for cybercrime, generating phishing emails, creating malware, bypassing security systems. Anyone with a few $100s can buy them. What used to require technical expertise now requires just money and bad intentions. AI has democratized cybercrime.
Let me show you what AI-powered attacks actually look like in 2024. February 2024. A finance worker at British engineering firm Arup receives an email from what appears to be the company's UK-based CFO. The message references a confidential transaction. He's suspicious. Looks like phishing. So he ignores it. But then he was invited to a video conference to discuss the matter. He joined the call and saw his CFO, other colleagues he recognized. They looked right. Their voices sounded identical to the real people. The Deepfake technology was so sophisticated that it recreated facial movements, speech patterns, even the mannerisms of real Arup executives. The scammers had harvested video footage from previous legitimate company meetings and used AI to generate these recreations in real time. Over the course of a week, following instructions from these fake colleagues, the employee made 15 transfers totaling 200 million Hong Kong dollars, about 25.6 million US dollars, into 5 different bank accounts. He only discovered the fraud when he followed up with Arup's actual head office. By then, the money was gone.
Arup's global chief information officer later confirmed that, quote, the number and sophistication of these attacks has been rising sharply in recent months. This wasn't an isolated incident. It was a warning. Traditional phishing emails are easy to spot. Poor grammar, generic greetings, obvious red flags. But AI is changing that. Microsoft recently reported that AI automated phishing emails achieved a 54% click-through rate. Traditional phishing emails, just 12%. That's a 4.5 times improvement in attack effectiveness. AI can generate perfectly written, contextually relevant phishing emails that reference specific details about you, your company, and your role. They sound human because they're written by systems trained on billions of human conversations. In April 2024, Cornell researchers revealed they'd discovered a new form of AI-enabled malware called the Morris 2 worm. Although it is named after the infamous 1988 Morris worm that brought down a significant portion of the early internet, this new version is far more dangerous. Morris 2 can infiltrate systems, extract sensitive information like credit card details and social security numbers, and then automatically send spam containing malicious software to spread itself. What makes it different from traditional malware is that it uses AI to adapt its behavior based on the defenses it encounters. It learns. It evolves. The discovery prompted rapid remediation efforts across multiple enterprise systems, but researchers warned that the worm demonstrated how quickly AI-enabled malware can spread without immediate countermeasures.
We're not just dealing with smarter attacks. We're dealing with attacks that get smarter as they progress. The Arup incident exposed something that security researchers have been warning about for months, that deepfakes were no longer a theoretical threat. Deepfake incidents are now responsible for 6.5% of all fraud attacks globally. That's a 2,137% increase from 2022. Let that sink in. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, there were 19% more deepfake incidents than in all of 2024 combined. The acceleration is exponential. Although the financial industry has become the primary target because that's where the money is, the threat extends beyond finance. In April 2024, LastPass, a password management company, reported that one of their employees was targeted by an AI voice cloning scam. Someone called, pretending to be LastPass CEO Kareem Tuba, using AI-generated voice synthesis that perfectly mimicked his speech. Fortunately, that employee didn't fall for it. But the attempt showed how accessible this technology has become. You don't need sophisticated equipment anymore. A few seconds of someone's voice from a YouTube video or podcast, and AI can recreate it convincingly enough to fool people who know that person.
We're building a world where seeing is no longer believing, and most people don't even realize it's happening. But the same intelligence being used to fool us is also being trained to defend us. If AI is powering this new wave of cybercrime, it's also the one tool capable of stopping it. This problem also goes up the political ladder. In the months leading up to the 2024 US election, 77% of voters encountered AI deepfake content related to political candidates. Democracy itself is now a target. Of all social media platforms, YouTube has the highest deepfake exposure, with 49% of surveyed users reporting they've encountered deepfakes, and most people can't tell them apart from real content. Only 0.1%, yes, 0.1%, can consistently identify deepfakes. We're building a world where seeing is no longer believing, and most people don't even know it yet. Here's the glaring paradox. The same AI technology enabling these attacks is also our best defense against them. Companies using AI-driven security platforms report detecting threats up to 60% faster than those using traditional methods. In high-risk environments like energy infrastructure, AI-led systems have achieved a 98% threat detection rate and reduced incident response times by 70%. These aren't marginal improvements, they're transformational. AI can process millions of security events per second, identifying patterns that would take human analysts weeks to recognize. It can detect anomalies in network traffic, flag suspicious login attempts from unusual locations, and identify malware behavior before traditional signature-based defenses even know it exists. But there's a problem. More than 90% of AI cybersecurity capabilities come from third-party tools, not in-house solutions. That creates dependency, and it means that when AI security tools fail or get bypassed, organizations often don't have fallback systems. The global AI cybersecurity market was valued at more than $25 billion by the end of 2024. Analysts project it will exceed $230 billion by 2032. That's nearly a tenfold increase
in less than a decade. And yet, despite this massive investment, 84% of CEOs are concerned about widespread or catastrophic attacks tied to generative AI. Arctic Wolf's 2025 Trends Report found that AI has now surpassed ransomware as the top cybersecurity concern for security and IT leaders. Remember that Arup employee from the beginning? The one who lost $25 million to Deepfake colleagues on a video call? That incident was discovered in February 2024. Since then, dozens of similar attacks have been reported. We're now in October 2025, and the attacks haven't slowed down. They've accelerated. AI is redefining cybersecurity in real time. Attackers are using it to create threats that are faster, smarter, and more convincing than anything we've seen before. Defenders are racing to use the same technology to detect and stop those threats. This is AI Security Report. Subscribe, stay aware, and stay ahead of the machines.